Okay, today we are reading through the Respiratory and Circulatory System Study Guide. So let's start with the respiratory system. The respiratory system is the body's breathing system. You respirate, which means you breathe in and breathe out. Air can enter the body and travel to the lungs through the mouth and the nose. We already know that. The purpose of the little hairs inside the nose is to keep dust out of the lungs. And that's one of your body's first defenses against dust and those kind of things. Another name for the windpipe, which is right here, is your trachea. Say trachea. When you exchange oxygen for carbon dioxide, that is an important activity that takes place in the lungs. You breathe in air. The air has oxygen in it. Your body uses the oxygen. And your body releases carbon dioxide when you breathe out. So again, when you breathe in, we inhale many gases, including oxygen. The gases that the body can't use are circulated through the body and disposed of when you exhale. And we cannot use the carbon dioxide, so we exhale it. We breathe out. The lungs are made up of tiny sacs called the alveoli. And the alveoli, your air goes down your mouth, down your trachea, down your windpipe, and branches off into both lungs. And then they have little more tiny other little branches called bronchioles. And then on the end of the bronchiole is a little bitty bubble or a sac called an alveoli. The blood vessels surround the alveoli and collect the oxygen from the air and release the carbon dioxide back into the lungs so that you can exhale. The rib cage is the body's structure that protects the lungs from the outside harm and protects your balloon, basically, which is your lungs and your rib cage. To go on living, the body's cells need food, water, chemicals, and oxygen. Every cell in your body needs to have energy from food and water, and it needs air, oxygen. And the circulatory system is the way that your body's cells get that energy and oxygen. The circulatory system oxygen moves from the lungs into the bloodstream through a large artery, the first artery called the aorta. The aorta is the one that comes from the top of your heart into the other parts of your body. The main purpose of this circulatory system, otherwise known as the cardiovascular system. Cardio means heart. Vascular is your vessels. So you have your heart and your blood vessels that make up this system. Is to transport gases throughout the body. You bring in oxygen, transport that throughout the blood system, and you take out the carbon dioxide. The heart is the strongest part of the body, the strongest muscle. It is divided into 4 parts or 4 chambers. The human heart is about the size of your fist. So your fist is about the size of your heart. Someone else's fist is the size of their heart. So if you have a small person, their fist will be matched the size of their heart. A large person's fist will match the size of their heart. Arteries can carry oxygen-rich blood away from the heart, and that looks bright red. Veins carry oxygen-poor blood to the heart, which means there's not much oxygen in it, so it's less red, maybe a deep dark red, or maybe a bluish color. People produce carbon dioxide when they exhale, when they breathe out. People use the oxygen that they breathe in when they inhale. Blood is made out of several things. It has platelets, plasma, white blood cells, and red blood cells. So they do different things. The plasma is the liquid which the blood cells flow through. The red blood cells carry the oxygen. The white blood cells fight infections. And the platelets are the yellow part that makes a scab if you have a cut. Red blood cells deliver oxygen to every part of the body, every cell of the body. The blood picks up oxygen in the lungs. Now, the capillaries are where the red blood in the arteries go to every cell. And right at the cellular level, the capillaries as well is where the Blood is feeding those cells, and then where the cells are releasing the carbon dioxide. So very, very small little web-looking things that surround the cells called the capillaries, where we can pretend like the blue blood changes into red blood changes into blue blood. Your blood is not really blue, but it kind of looks like that under the skin, but it's not. It's just a different shade of red. Capillaries transfer oxygen to the cells. So this is what you need to know to take the circulatory system and the respiratory system quiz at the end of the week.